It's time for the team finale for Tough as Nails. As we all know, heading into today, Dirty Hands has a 4-3 lead over Savage Crew in the team competition. Today is the final team competition, and if Savage Crew can win, they will send the team competition into overtime. This was really a totally blown competition by Dirty Hands. I really felt like their initial strategy of putting Lee against Murph was pretty smart. You know, Murph is the other team's strongest competitor. Lee is somebody who could pull off an upset, and I'm thinking, yeah, they've got this under control. They're gonna be able to think this through and win this competition, even if Murph does beat Lee. And as we see, Murph and Lee go head to head. Murph barely pulls out the win, but it was damn close and a valiant effort by Lee. Next, we switch over to Savage Crew. They get to pick the next pairing, and they go Young versus Melissa. And they're working on the chainsaws, and Melissa just absolutely chokes on the second half of the competition. She was running her chainsaw, didn't cut all the way through the wood, and just couldn't recover, and gave Young enough of a window to pull off the win. Next, it goes back to Dirty Hands to make the decision on the next contest, and this is where I think that they totally blew it. They took Miles, someone who works in forestry, has experience with saws, with axes, with chainsaws, and they put him up against Michelle. Yeah, Miles absolutely obliterates Michelle, but that just kind of takes him out of the equation now. It's like, yeah, they got their win, but now Savage Crew, they don't have to use Michelle, and they have all their stronger competitors left to go against the rest of Dirty Hands. I really feel like Miles should have gone against the strongest competitor that he could have. No questions asked. I feel like if he would have gone head to head with, say, Lewis, he takes out Lewis. The choice now goes back over to Savage Crew. Who are they going to pick? And whoever they pick has to go up against Danny, Callie, or Linda. Those are three people who are all going to be in the individual finale next week. And that was the mistake. That was the error. That was the screw up, and that is what opened the window for Savage Crew to make the comeback and tie this up. From there, we did see Danny. He put on a strong show. Lee faced off against Murph again and took out the win, but they could just not hang with what Savage Crew put together, and they end up taking home the victory. And you look at the victories that Dirty Hands had in the team competition. It was the best one was Lee beating Murph, but then you had Danny going against Lynette and absolutely demolishing her, and Miles going against Michelle and absolutely demolishing her. Like, if you're Savage Crew, that's exactly what you want. Their strongest two competitors in this discipline taking out the two weakest members of Savage Crew, and then leaving the four stronger members of Savage Crew to pull off victories in all of their matches against the rest of Dirty Hands. All right, this set up for the team competition to go into overtime, and we got to see Danny and Murph go head to head. This is like who I thought the individual competition was going to come down to. I didn't think the team competition was going to come down to a head to head match between Danny and Murph, and it was damn close. And I really think it just came down to a little bit more endurance on Danny's part to pull out the victory over Murph. You could see they were neck and neck on the first leg, the chainsaws. The cookies were dropping at almost identical times. Jumped over to the underhand swing, and Danny took a little bit of a lead, but then you got to that final single buck saw head to head, and Danny just had a little bit more left in the tank to win. Murph just, it was close. He put up a valiant effort. But yeah, Danny just had a little bit more in the tank today, and Dirty Hands ends up winning the team competition. Overall, I just enjoyed the Dirty Hands team more. I've been rooting for Danny and Linda all season long. And on Savage Crew, really the only person I was really rooting for was Murph and Michelle. But Michelle was just that huge underdog that we all wanted to see do well. And her run was very enjoyable. But I just overall just enjoy Dirty Hands more and was happy to see them take home the team victory. All right, that is it for this week. Next week is the individual finale. It looks like it's going to be very intense. I believe they said 5 different disciplines. So this is going to throw a lot at our final 5 competitors. Savage Crew, their only person remaining in the individual is Murph. And then from Dirty Hands, we have Danny, Linda, Callie, and Miles. That's our final 5, and it should be very interesting. Based on the short little preview we saw from next week, I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone like Linda sneak up on everybody and take home this victory. I've really been impressed by her all season long, and I just feel like she's just got a lot left, and she could just have enough to sneak away with that $200,000 next week. I'm excited to find out what happens, so I'll be back next week to see how everything goes down. All right, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later.